Take a little look at spine alignment and some of our fundamentals in Pilates, but we're going to need a towel. So you need just one of your big bathroom towels, and we want to find a length from back of your skull to your pelvis. So I'm folding mine in half, pretty sure that's going to cover me, and then I'm going to roll it to create almost like a little towel log. So I'm going to roll this side in as tight as you want to, keeping it quite compact. And guys who have a foam roller, this would be similar to using a foam roller, but even if you have a foam roller, like a big foam rollers at home, try this with a towel, because you're always going to have a nice bathroom towel when you're away in a hotel or on holiday that you can use, and so you can come back to this strategy. So give it a go that way today. So then you've got your lovely sort of towel log in the middle of your mat, and we're going to lie ourselves down from your pelvis to the back of your head. So you want to come and sit onto the end of the towel, have a little wriggle out, and then slowly lay yourself down. Your spine will try to track itself along the towel, and you might need a little caterpillar worm shuffle to get back of your head onto the towel, back of your pelvis, back of your rib cage, and then your body either side can sink down and find the floor. So obviously we're going to compress it, we're going to meet the floor more than we would if you were on your foam roller. And then we just want to take a little moment here. So it creates a sort of sensory experience for your spine, back of your sacrum, your pelvis, back of your ribs, back of your head. Body can soften over this. And then we're going to start to take our pelvic tilt. So we're going to start to tilt the pelvis towards us and away. Belly button and pubic bone, or as we call it, your 12 o'clock and your 6 o'clock. If you could imagine a big clock face on the front of your pelvis. And it's just a very gentle tilt. Your feet are soft and planted into the floor. Arms are low and wide. Body's just responding to being on the towel. It's a different sensation for it. Little massage going on. Belly button and pubic bone. Great. And then we can let that rest. Then we're going to take your focus just to your right arm. Sweep your fingertips along the floor and up towards the ceiling. Turn the palm in to face towards your body. Send that thumb hitchhiking back behind you. And then carve arc reach all the way back down by your side. Go 3 more times with this right arm. Energy out of the fingertips, up towards the ceiling. Turn the palm in to face you. Send your thumb hitchhiking back behind you. All the way back down by your side. 2 more. Really good for our head, neck and shoulder organization. Making sure that it's not drawing or pulling our spine forward or rounded. Good, letting our spine relax and soften over your towel. And then all the way back down by your side. Left arm's next. Energy out of the fingertips, up towards the ceiling. Turn the palm in to face towards the body. Send that thumb hitchhiking back behind you. Doesn't have to find the floor. And you might start to notice some differences. Carve it back down by your side. From your right arm to your left. It's just interesting to note. You can add that nice easy breath. Full deep inhalations. Big exhalations and sighs out, especially in these exercises. Day 1, day 2, we're kind of resetting, dropping back into our body. I promise you, it kicks up a little notch tomorrow with your hip mobility. Great, and then bring that left arm all the way back down by your side. Arms are low and wide to support you. Pelvis wants to stay quite level, flat, neutral, whatever you know it as. But 12 and 6, 3 and 9, right and left. Feel happy and easy. You're going to push your left foot into the floor and float your right leg up to tabletop 90-90. Internally and externally rotate the thigh bone in the hip socket. So wave your foot across the room, turn the knee in, turn the knee out. Have a little wriggle. Can you keep the pelvis quiet? Can you stay balanced on your towel? Good, right foot comes down, press it into the mat, let the left leg float up with ease, knee over hip joint, pelvis quiet, soft, spongy ribs. Internally and externally rotate the thigh bone, wave your foot. Great. And then bring that left foot back down. Keeping the rest of the body nice and quiet. Push the left foot into the floor. Allow the right leg to float up with ease. And lower, 90-90 knee floats. Right foot pushes down, left leg floats up with ease. And lower. Keep switching through, alternating, keeping the pelvis quiet. Ribs soft, heavy head, lovely long neck. All along, laid along this towel as our feedback, our prop, our raised floor. That our chest can just gently open out and over it. Go one more to either side. Good, 90-90 knee floats, femur arcs, whatever you know them as. Lovely, feet come back down onto the mat. We're going to interlace our hands back behind our head, thumbs go down the nape of the neck, we gather the heavy head in our hands. You can let your fingertips and your head come back down onto the towel. Pick your elbows up in your peripheral vision. You might want to walk your feet wide if your towel's still kept a bit of its shape. You're going to exhale, heavy head in hands, and slide your breastbone and roll your ribs back up behind you to curl up and take a peek at your knees. Your abdominals, your pelvis stay long so we don't tuck. It's not a big stomach clench. Keep this neutral. Inhale here at the top. Exhale, lay yourself all the way back down. You'll track along that towel in between those shoulder blades into your thoracic vertebrae. Muscles on either side. Elbows in your peripheral vision. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, slide your breastbone. Roll your ribs. Curl up to take a peek at your knees. Inhale here. Exhale, lay yourself all the way back down. Upper thoracic flexion. This is chest lift. Inhale. Exhale, that's a heavy head. Slide that breastbone down towards your pelvis. Roll those ribs back up behind you. Keep the abdominals long and relax, the pelvis neutral. Good. Inhale into the back of you. Exhale, lay yourself all the way back down. Good. Release your head back down onto your towel. Arms go low and wide and we take a bridge. Stand down into your feet. Exhale, feel that tilt of your pelvis, belly button back towards your spine, and reach your nosy knees out over your toes. Inhale here at the top. Exhale, laying yourself all the way down through the ribs, the mid, the lower back. Your spine will track along the towel. Go again. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, stand down into the feet. Gentle tilt of the pelvis. Reach those knees out over the toes. Inhale here at the top. Exhale, soften, lay yourself all the way back down into the mat. Very nice. You're going to roll to the side, come off the towel, pull the towel out from underneath you. So you can just come back to your side and lay back down onto your back. Have a little moment here, let your body process this. You notice the absence of the towel, your body can sink back. You might want to have a little hug. You might want to have a little twist, a little wriggle, a little squirm. Just listen to what your body wants. Oh, a few click clunks. You're releasing fascia, even with this small prop, and that's helping you find space in our spine. Great, we're still lying on our back. We're going to take our little towel log and we're going to place it in underneath our pelvis. So stand down into your feet, comes across your mat now, and it wants to be just into the top of your glutes, right back behind your sacrum, that flat bone, so that your pelvis can have a gentle tilt back and forth. So just have a little shuffle. It's not up into your lower back at all, but it probably is higher up on the pelvis than you think. And here you can take that belly button and pubic bone tilt even more. So we've lifted your pelvis up off the floor and you're able to go a little bit further towards 6 o'clock, a little bit further towards 12, because the floor is not in the way to stop you. Now that doesn't mean you have to go into big pushes into 12 and 6. You can keep it soft and gentle. You might even link it to your breath. Exhaling, we know the natural abdominals. Come back towards the spine. Inhale, we know we fill our lungs. We change the intra-abdominal pressure. We send the pelvis away. Exhale. And inhale. So instead of rocking your pelvis back and forth, you might just breathe yesterday's breathing pattern and notice what your pelvis does. Now it'll be a lot smaller. That's because it's connected to your breath and is your natural motion, your natural massaging of your abdominals, your digestive system, as opposed to you really tilting your pelvis back and forth. It's always interesting to note. Good. We can have a little sway side to side, so you can go across the pelvis, rolling across the towel. Great. And then we're going to let our belly button drop back towards our spine into a bit of a 12. You can shuffle the towel down and take a little psoas stretch. So you can have a little shuffle up. Towels further down into more of the buttock, glute area, which helps you tilt and rock your pelvis naturally to hang back towards 12. Belly button back towards your spine, lower back might find the mat. You're going to hug your left knee in towards your chest. Have a little wriggle there. Right arm can go out to the side of you. And you're going to take your right leg up to 90-90 and do a few little toe taps here. Legs in a 90-90 position. Lower back is long and it's found the floor. Pelvis is in a natural tilt, a tuck, which the left knee, quite relaxed left knee, don't grip too much here, is helping you maintain. Then your right leg comes up to 90-90. We point those toes up towards the ceiling and we lengthen and lower the leg long and away. It might have a little hover off the floor. Bend and soften in the right knee, slide and glide the foot in. 90-90 knee float, point up towards the ceiling, lengthen and lower away. Now we often do this psoas stretch on our spiky balls and our soft over ball in a Pilates props class. But again, like I said, when we're away and we know our lower back's been a little bit grumpy, we've done a lot of walking or standing or sightseeing, maybe you've done a lot of sitting in a conference, you know, you have a towel in your room, you have pillows that you can work through to help your spine find space. And when it has space, it will find its natural alignment. Good, bend and soften, 90-90, can kick it up towards the ceiling, lengthen and lower it, a little hover, stays in a tuck, psoas has to take a little reach over, slide it in, release your left foot to the floor, just lift your hips up and shuffle the towel away, just down, so it's in between your sitting bones and your pelvis, and just let your lower back relax into the floor, your pelvis down. You have to give your body a moment to process any differences. So how does that right side feel in comparison to the left? Hopefully a little bit more relaxed. Maybe it feels like you've got a little bit more length. If you take a little pelvic tilt. As we were talking to your psoas, which is attached to your 5 lumbar vertebrae, helping it find space. Let's do our second side. Stand into your feet, lift your hips up, shuffle that towel back into where it was. Lower down in the glutes and buttocks. You always take a little shuffle up though. Pelvis naturally tilts back towards the floor. You can hug your right leg in. It's very relaxed. Your left arm can come out onto the floor. And we take some 90-90 knee floats here. Toe tapping. Excuse the sirens. Nice relaxed wide collarbones. Just having a little check-in. Pelvis stays in a tuck, lower back stays long. Prep for the psoas. Then we go 90-90 knee float. Can kick the leg up towards the ceiling, whatever that feels like. Point through the toes though. It's got energy, it's got focus, it's got intention. It hovers up off the mat. That's quite nice to open that left hip. Slide and glide the foot in, soft bent knee. 90-90. Kick up towards the ceiling, point and lengthen, little hover. Just watch and relax the shoulders. This right leg's just dropped in towards you. Nice easy breath. Helping the lower back find space. And repeating this. Now you might notice already in your body throughout the day, one side feels like it needs to find more length than the other. So you might give that side a few more repetitions. You might come back to this exercise later on today or on another day. Maybe it's reminded you to pick up your spiky balls that we use, or your soft oval ball, or maybe find that foam roller for a bigger impact. Good. 90-90, can kick up, point and lengthen, little hover, soft knee as you slide in. One more, 90-90, point and lengthen, lower and hover, slide back in. Left foot stays on the floor, we release the right. We can lift our hips up, pull that towel out, and now let our pelvis sink down into the mat. Notice how the sides feel now, a little bit more space. I would gently glue the legs together and let them have a little windscreen wiper side to side. You might want to go a little bit further with it. That's fine. And use one of those to curl around and come up to seated. Fabulous. So then we're going to take our towel and fold it in half. So we've got a little bit more height above the mat. May not stay like that, but just soften into it. It's going to go back behind you at the base of your shoulder blades. Everything's a bit skewy. So you come into a sun lounger kind of position. I know. Interlace your hands back behind your head, gather your heavy head. This lovely open pelvis and lower back can rest into the floor. Heavy head in your hands, elbows wrap around in your peripheral vision, just like you did in chest lift. But now we've got a little bit of floor lift back behind us. Heavy head stays in your hands, your neck stays lovely and long. You're going to inhale and yawn back over your towel, fanning open through the front of you, keeping the back of your neck long. Good. Exhale, soften. Slide your breastbone, roll your ribs, curl up, and this pelvis stays neutral. You're not squeezing and tucking. You find all that space, leave it there. Inhale and open up through the front of you. So your facet joints are fanning open at the front of your thoracic vertebrae. Exhale, soften, slide breastbone, roll the ribs, and they're closing at the front and they're opening at the back. Good. Inhale to yawn back over your towel, heavy head, elbows out wide. Exhale, slide breastbone, roll ribs. Pelvis stays quiet. Inhale, back over your towel. Exhale, soften. Slide the breastbone, roll the ribs. Go one more time. Inhale, yawning back over. Exhale, soften. Breastbone, roll the ribs. Again, curl to the side. You're going to pull it out from underneath you and lay yourself all the way back down. Finding space. It opens up long again, so we don't need that much height. You might give it a little twist if it's starting to unravel itself. This now is going back behind the base of your skull. So find the nape of your neck and then trace up to the base of your skull. So your neck is free. And your head can rest here on your towel. I'm going to move mine out of the way. The rest of the spine and the body can relax into the floor. Our feet might go wide so that we can let our knees drop in towards each other and support each other. And we're just going to take a gentle nod with our nose. You won't move that easily just because the towel doesn't give us any rebound or bounce. Gentle nod up and down. Then you're going to start to take a little look right and left. So you get to roll across the towel. Because your neck is hanging away, back of the nape of the neck doesn't have to get involved. Your heavy head is supported by the towel. We're not picking our head up. You're surrendering the full of your body weight into the floor. And you're just taking gentle looks to your right and to your left. And maybe you're noticing differences in the right and the left. That's okay. Nice and easy. Little looks side to side. So we started with the full length of our spine, resting ourselves on the towel, crown of the head to our sacrum. Moving our body in response with the towel in that position. Then we had it across the base of our pelvis, and we took pelvic tilts and knee floats. We released the psoas, helping the lower back find space. We opened up into extension, so when it was back behind your chest, working through your thoracic. And then we're just back up here at the base of the skull and the top of the spine, that lovely pivot point. Come back through to center, heel to walk your feet back into parallel. Gently lift your head and scoot the towel out from underneath you. Lay yourself back down into the floor. Let the crown of the head, the back of the skull connect to the back of the sacrum. Stand down into your feet, take a bridge, tilting your pelvis, peeling yourself up off the mat, reaching knees out over your toes. Inhale here and lay this lovely long spine back down into the floor. Gently open your eyes, curl around to the side and push yourself up to seated. It's one form of variation of exercise that we can do for spinal alignment. Just check in how that feels. That length and awareness now through the whole of your back line. Inhale, shrug your shoulders up. Exhale, give it a little shake out. And again, inhale. And exhale. Well done, guys.